Alright, letter A. Make a scatter plot, line of fit, describe the correlation. I see as I walk around, some of you have gotten started, that's great. I see your scatter plots and your line of fit, but I don't see that you've written a description yet, so I'll get started into that. Be aware that, each part of these directions is important. So I'm going to start plotting my points. You can compare your line of fit with my line of fit. Does anybody remember the rules about a line of fit, what you should see to make it correct, Jackson? Yeah, like if you can count, I have 3 above and 3 below approximately, that's usually a good line of fit. If I see your line and there's 5 dots above it and 2 dots below it, that doesn't really seem like it's in the middle. All right, so each one of these is about 0.25. So 1.3 is going to be just beyond this line here, up at 29. That's where I'm starting. Kind of in the air. It's not on a line at all. Yeah. So like here, I saw one student and it's just like this, right? It's not hitting this and it's not going down here. So it's not always going to go through the origin. You're not always going to be able to, extend it to the y-axis. So we'll have to talk about how to get a y-intercept. So other than it going through the middle of the points, there's not really many other rules. So if you could use a straight edge to get a good line of fit, I tend to have to erase, sometimes twice, 3 times to feel good about my line of fit. And on here, it's not gonna. I can't get it straight very good, but I'll do my best. No, this is a bad line. My first attempt, I'm really unhappy with. That's a bad one. 2 points below it, no points above it. Erase. A little better. I actually feel really good about this. I have 2 points above, I have 2 points below, and I'm actually going through 2 points. I'm happy with this line. Does your line have to look exactly like mine? No. No. Does anybody have a question about their line, if it's good or not? Yeah.
Is this decent? I don't need to send it to just decent enough.
It's decent, yeah.
Okay. I can look. 8 out of 10, really? Y'all get that?
Nice. I'm thinking I love you.
I wish you had
A zero would be connecting the dots.
I love you.
Do not connect the dots.
Every time the rack up is have a bunch of you sleeping in biomed. I'm in biomed next year. I'm in biomed next year. Can't even touch that phone. I hope I can just take my car one day. Why don't you have a car there?
But I just want to give you guys, a little feedback. All right, now describe the correlation. Yeah, so this is a negative correlation.
I love shoelaces. Huh? Okay. Oh, I had your water. Yeah, but it's hot. Not cold. What?
That's so wrong when people just steal other people's drink. Especially when they have a job and
I don't have a job.
especially when they don't talk towards me unless they want to.
Talking about that.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Look at this sentence I'm writing. As weight increases, miles per gallon decreases. Let's do words. Let's
Okay, I guess I'm never
understand.
going with anyone.
Let's understand that negative correlation, a negative relationship means when one thing goes up, the other one's going down. And you guys know this, as a vehicle gets heavier, it gets less miles per gallon, right? Like the tractor on the farm, it's extremely heavy. It doesn't get very many miles per gallon. And it's working hard too. So now I need two ordered pairs on my line. It's not 2 points in the data set, it's 2 points on my line. Okay, this is, so people mess this up, so I'm exclamation pointing this. Yeah, your points are going to be different than mine. That's okay, unless your line came out just like mine. So, I'm going to pick this one, which is 1.2527.
What are we doing?
You're picking 2 points on your line. Find any two random points. I can't really find very good points, but to me this looks like really halfway. So I'm gonna pick 1.25, 27.5. It's not a pink dot, it's just on my yellow line. And then I'm also gonna use this pink dot since I go through it. If you want to go on with me and you want to do my slope, you can. You can use my same points if you want. But you need to get comfortable with trusting your own points. And I'm out of room, so I'll continue on the board.
You're done.
The purpose of our points is so that we can calculate what, Max? What can we calculate given 2 points?
Slope.
Slope. So use your slope formula. Find the slope of your line. y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. You gotta just find them. So I'm still working on B. And I'm going to do slope formula because I have to write an equation. And it's decimal, so go ahead and divide it out. Get a decimal. Are you using your point set or my point? What's your slope? Okay. Super happy to hear you have a negative value. We decided it was a negative correlation. No, if it's a decimal, just go right to a decimal.
Okay, if it's a repeating decimal, you just put the repeating sign.
Yeah. So what this means is that for each increase in 1 ton of a vehicle, it gets 12 miles per gallon less. Still haven't written the equation. So I can't see the y-intercept. No y-intercepts. And I want to write a y equals mx plus b equation, and I have the m, but I don't have the b. What are we going to use to help us find the b value? Torian.
Do we just plug in the x for 0?
Well, we don't have y. That gives us we don't have y or b. But you're right. Intercepts associate with zeros, but we don't have either x-intercept or y-intercept. Yeah. What can we use? What can we use? Yes. Point slope form. Okay. If you don't see a y-intercept, use point slope form. Torian, so plugging zeros works if you're given the equation. But if you don't have one part, then the zero isn't going to get you very far. So our point slope form, if you remember, is y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. So you're going to plug in the slope you calculated in the first point that you wrote down. So from here, everybody's work is going to look different. You can do mine with me, or you can do your own.
I'm on space.
Yeah, I ran out of space too. What should you do?
Give up.
Just stop working?
Yeah.
I say go to your notebook. How many people are going to stop now? Due to a lack of space. Okay, so I'm going to go forward. Y minus 27.5. X minus. So I plugged in my first point here. Frank, are you with me? This is my first point. That was my x and that was my y, and I put them in here and here. And I put the slope in, and now I gotta just simplify it, and I'll have my equation. Did anybody else get a slope of -12? Anybody get anything lower than -10? What'd you get? Okay. Anything? Anybody get higher than -10?
Oh, lower. My bad.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. It sounds like between about 10 and 18. All right, a lot of work to be shown here. So what we're seeing here is a full review of chapter 2. We're using slope formula. We're using point slope. We're graphing our lines. So this is, you guys are gonna have a quiz on Thursday. You guys have a quiz on Thursday on these formulas in scatter plots. I'm taking points off if you're not participating.
Oh, I'm participating. I really am. I swear I'm participating.
You can follow my steps. Yeah, but it's the same
And my
steps.
numbers are also a lot easier than yours.
Perfect.
Like the numbers when I have it.
Alright, so I'm gonna look at the my simplified equation. I'm gonna look at my y-intercept. My constant is 42.9, and I'm gonna do a quick check. Does it look like my line's gonna go through 42? Yeah, it'll go up there, up at 40. So that's a check. It makes sense. You know, at first when I was at 15, I panicked a little bit. Like, wait a minute, my y-intercept's not 15. It would be going through here. Then I thought, oh, well, I gotta add 27, and now it does make sense. So do a check-in with your graph.
So I have negative 13.3 times negative 1.5.
So this is my prediction equation. I show all this work to get credit for it. Letter C.
C.
Yeah, that was A. This was B carried through here.
What? What you want? No.
Yeah, this is all we're doing today. Figuring out scatter plot.
The whole day.
Figuring out scatter plot. See,
Just
feel
these
really
3
good about
questions?
being quizzed on it. We'll see. We'll see. I've been running out of time in this period, so I didn't want to. I hate running out of time. I've been doing it a lot. Okay. So what is my missing value? It says my missing value is 2. If my vehicle weighs 2 tons, how many miles per gallon will it get? So the x is 2. What will the y be? So I'm going to plug into 4x. I'm going to show my work. I'm going to plug it in, and that's going to tell me approximately how many miles per gallon my 2-ton vehicle. And then I can look at my line and see if my line looks good. I got 18, so hey, pretty good. Pretty good. It falls on my line pretty good. When I look at 2, my line goes through 18. So
you just multiply your slope by 2.
oh no, I took this equation. I took the x out and I put 2 in. And then I did the math. So I multiplied it and then added.
Which that's your slope.
Yeah, multiply it by the slope and then add the y-intercept.
Like this? Is this what my slope look like? I haven't done the math yet.
Yeah, step 20 was good.
Yeah. Is it on your line?
Your slope times
Oh my gosh, you did it.
No, you didn't.
I totally did.
No, you didn't.
It is very cool and exciting when it ends up exactly on your line. I think. Alright, you guys, go on. Do number 2. Yeah.
I'm doing it.
If you guys want to all use the same like points in your groups, match each other's up in your groups, you can. Or work on your own. So close to mine. Wait for it.
There you go. Huh? Yeah, sure. I'm getting there. Or I meant like, basically, yeah.
Baby slope. Why does it make sense? Because this change is so tiny compared to this thousands. So it's going down.
Decreasing 1 degree every 100. Why does it look like a straight line for me?
I didn't.
Am I
What?
crazy? Okay, that's like close enough. Maybe just because my altitude. Oh yeah, the temperature goes up.
So every 100 you go higher down.
So scary. I was so frightened. Sound like you nutted. How is everyone's a straight line?
I'm seeing a number 2. The slope is it's a really small number. I'm seeing I kind of prefer the fraction form. Reduce the zeros. You should get something like 1 over 1, negative 1 over 100, or okay, reduce that. Reduce that. Would that be negative 1 over 200? Divide the top and bottom by 3. Let me show you when you calculate.
Boy, this ain't even no sense. Boy, this kid who's a senior I was talking to just told me to stop talking about it. Caleb, the senior I was talking to, he was like, stop talking to people about me. I was like, I just asked someone if they knew you. And he's like, well, now I'm in a huge argument with my ex because I'm talking to you. I was like, he's like, so don't focus on talking to you. And I was like, whoa. I said, hey. You said, this was like literally last week Friday. Oh.
And then I make you tickle.
I'll make you tingle.
Like overall,
I know Tori make you tingle. You be turning you on, Tori. Come in second. It's Tori in the midst. It's like sophomore. That's you? You don't look the same. No, you don't. Nope. Same. Kaylee. What? The number of chains or turn around? I think I did this.
No, literally, I stopped when I thought it was.
Because how are you supposed to just pick random oranges?
How are they gonna look for red or wrong?
I know. Whoever made this should get their ass kicked. Whoever made the book should get their ass kicked out. Yeah, videos will be like, I have videos like this too. I have videos now. I think I have a video of our document too.
Yeah, a little bit. That red dot right there. On the top. Okay, thank you so much. Oh, the color of the chair. The color of the chair. Oh my God. I gotta put it. So last night,
Boy, get you. I think. Oh, how about red like that ribbon on the base? How about red like the flag? Red like that photo? Red like that. No, red like the crab. You got crabs on you. I gave them to you. Wait, did Miss Baldwin leave? Oh, no.
yeah.
I was like,
She's gone.
she's leaving.
No more teeth. Where?
Right next to her bed. Hey, Torian. Torian, did you enjoy the game?
I saw you at the game. Shut up, Miss Red.
Did you enjoy the football game? Did you enjoy the football game, Torian?
No.
How about,
I'm wondering when. I'm wondering when. That's what I really want.
you look
Check me and you'll
burnt.
see where this is.
You look burnt. What?
My confidence can't take any more hits today. It's one of my favorite person.
Ebo.
You look like you look so dapper. I look so dapper.
You're not frowning? Ollie, frown.
I got 2 points on your line.
I'm getting a weird white interception.
Okay, never frown again. Never make any emotion on your face again. Let me breathe.
If Miss Dow says anything about a document in biomed, just know that was me and Kaylee.
What? If she brings anything up about some students having a document talking bad about her,
Okay, I made a petition for Miss Bell to like not give us homework, and everyone in the class signed the petition, and then I sent it to her, and she got responded.
No, me and her were talking about the students harassment in every.
The only thing I can do is
There's just my favorite.
It was all the guys. Ethan Chandler and they got 100.
Was this the Sonic one? Oh no, it's too early on.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh.
How do you just like pick a random point?
You pick a point on the line.
Like,
Put it away.
what do you
already
mean?
done that today. Do your best.
What do you mean you just pick a
Any
point?
point on your line. Look at your line.
But how would you even know if that's correct if like?
If it's on your line, it's correct.
But like, what do you mean a random point? Like
There's a point on your line.
like I don't
Yeah.
even. What is that? 8,062.
I'm just moving on to number 3.
Yeah.
I'll circle back around.
Dude, group chat and said I would never be able to look at Max the same. They sent me, they sent her an embarrassing TikTok on myself. Oh, it's like Daniel Cohen and that cropped shirt.
Max, put your phone in your bag.
Oh. Okay, I thought my bag was on that side.
Okay, I know it's difficult to stay on task when your numbers might be a little different than the people around you. You got to trust the process, and then go back and check your work. If your Y values are down below your X values, it's not going to come out right. Okay, if you want to use a decimal or a fraction, I would take either one here. I kind of like -1/200 because it makes sense. Every 200 feet in altitude I go up, my temperature drops 1. Some of you guys, it only drops 100. It drops 1 every 100 feet. So now I'm going to do my point slope form. And then some of you guys just don't know how to mouse by your fraction, maybe? Just use a calculator. There's.
Okay, I don't know if I did it right. I got -3/375.
Okay, go ahead and divide that.
I did. By what? -3?
3 divided by 375 and write a decimal down.
That gives me 125.
No, put the little number first.
3 divided by 375. Oh, 0.008.
Sounds better because I got a 5 here. Sounds pretty accurate.
I don't have any more room. Oh my god. So wait, why did you convert it to a fraction?
I just liked it better as a fraction, but
How'd
if
you
you want to
even
work
convert it
these in
to a
decimal, you can. I just reduced the top and bottom, but yours don't sound like reduced.
I feel like if you were a plant, you'd be a fern.
What are you?
I don't know if that makes sense.
What are you on? A fern? Me?
Oh no, I was saying she'd be a fern.
Haley, what?
Torian, what was yours? Your y-intercept? No, tell me. It wasn't that crazy. Oh, that is way
The
higher
corn
than
dog
mine.
things?
Okay, what was your
The corn
decimal
dog?
slope?
I'm gonna eat one.
Okay, that's very similar to mine. And what was your order pair?
9,500, 50.
Yeah, so there's got to be something in the math here. I'll come by and check it again. I mean, if your numbers are way different than mine, then you might have a math error.
You watch a video about what they're gonna do tomorrow. They gotta read or like the answer. Yeah, it's optional.
Why?
They have a quiz tomorrow.
Read inside?
They have a quiz tomorrow. I don't think Shakespeare does. Bro, I spent so.
How the hell I get 2? Then she got.
Alright, I'm gonna go on and I'm gonna do the
Wait,
prediction.
Miss Ball, I got. What is this? Like, you got 97. How'd I get 2?
This is negative.
Are you sure?
Yeah, where's your math? Yeah, negative over a positive.
So that makes it a negative?
It's a
That's
negative
some
fraction.
bullshit.
Save a negative decimal.
Oh, Lord, yeah.
This is it. There are no more days for this. We're not all again. No, let me just figure this out. I'm coming around, and when you guys, I mean, I'm finding your errors. So
Yeah, still, that still gives me 2.
This time, this is going to be positive.
It is? Oh,
A negative
no.
times a negative.
Oh, my Lord.
Anytime. Thank you for asking.
Then I got 127, 26. What?
I don't think you're even in the picture. I think we need to take a class.
No, put your phone away. Put your phone away. Your math. Focus. Focus on your math. Okay. Now my prediction, which is actually.
You're texting your sophomore. I'm talking to a state activity.
Your domain and range?
No, like the range for where the
Oh, I don't know. Who's finished with the prediction in number 3?
No one.
What'd you get? Sorry. What'd you get? Your prediction in number 3. Victoria, what'd you get? Okay, what'd you get? 60, this is a little high. What was your slope?
there's just like decreasing.
Yeah, their line probably goes like that. So yours is fine. It's up there. It's good. Sounds really good, you guys. Great job. Great job. Great job. No, I think you're good.
I just drew an almost perfect circle.
I don't even know where that get number from.
Okay, Miss Wellwood, I did something wrong with my line. Can you help me? What is this? What is this line? What? Haley, just because you don't have any friends to talk to, you don't need to stare and listen to their conversation. Did you hear me, kid? I said, just because you don't have any friends in here doesn't mean you have to stare.
Alright, raise your hand if you finished C on number 2, your prediction. You finished C on number 2. Come on, you see half of you with your hands up. Okay, good. Did you check, does your, at 12,000, does your line match up? Mine was 37.5. I feel really good about that. I would say anything less than 50, more than 10. It's probably right. Did anybody get anything besides between 10 and 50 for their prediction?
I got 37.5. I know, it's like. Okay, did you do it? I don't see a word written on there. On number 3? On number 3? Do it, dude. Okay, not even close. Just a little bit. Can you hear me? She's antsy. She's very like, and I'm very. I thought that 20% don't have a charger, and I'm really. Huh? Booty's so big.